Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Living by Faith broadcast. I'm Dr. Mike Freeman, and as always, it's such an honor and a privilege to come and share with you the living Word of God. However, on today we have a different format, a different set. We have two Spirit-filled, anointed, beautiful, God-fearing, gorgeous, wonderful women of God. I don't know if there are enough adjectives to describe these young ladies. They are partners of Spirit of Faith Christian Center, but there's a very unique, there is a very unique reason why they're here with me on today. But first, let me introduce them to you. I have Mrs. Tamisha Shipley here with me on today, and as well, Dr. Lindsay Mars. Well, hello, ladies.
Hello, Pastor Mike.
What are you doing here today?
Oh, we're here to have a good time with you.
Have a good time with me.
We're here to talk about...
And this is your first time with me on Living by Faith, huh?
Yes, sir.
Didn't I tell you they were gorgeous, beautiful? This is one reason why you should come to Spirit of Faith. Well, you're married now, so,
Yes.
you know, you're off the market. And Miss Dr. Call her.
www.
But these young ladies, they have just been a blessing to me, and as well, Dr. Didi. It's a very unique and just anointed way how God orchestrated our paths to be here on today. And I thought it was worth sharing with you how we've set up an extension of Spirit of Faith Christian Center, an outreach ministry of this ministry that has impacted not only their lives, but the lives of other college students. They have this wonderful ministry called Word Up. Is that correct? Word Up. Mm-hmm. And it started on the campus of George Washington University. Mm-hmm. We were just inspired. Give us the story. What happened, Tamisha? You were there first. I think I met you after meeting Elder Barry's daughter. What is that girl's name? I know her.
Miss Leslie. Leslie Williams now.
Okay.
Mrs. Leslie Williams.
All right. You seem like you almost got a brain freeze there. Lindsay Williams.
No, Leslie.
Leslie Williams. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's Elder Barry's daughter.
Yes.
And she was a member here.
Yes.
She had a little challenge with deciding on what school she was going to attend. Duke University was up, as well as George Washington, and she asked me about what school she should attend. And I really, didn't know. I thought she should have been close to home because of her family being here and her ministry being here, and she just was led of the Lord to stay here in this area. Enrolled at GW. And met you. Take it from there. What happened?
Well, actually, I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Came to GW, was raised in church, and so...
Raised in church?
Yes.
Are you a PK? You're not a PK?
No.
Okay.
Just, my grandmother had me doing everything but.
Okay, all right,
but,
okay.
Raised in church. So I knew when I came to GW, I needed to have a cover and I needed to find a ministry. So we asked different people, what church you going to? We tried some different things.
Well, let me ask you about this. Was that a transition coming from, of course it was, but how hard of a transition was it coming from Newark, New Jersey, here to the Washington, D.C. area, not knowing anyone, and having a root system in the Word, and looking for a church home in this area? How was that? Did you ever have a big gap in between? Ever challenged with, I'm not going to continue this spiritual thing here while I'm at school, because I'm sure everybody was after, the attention of your life and the attention of the things you were aspiring to. I mean, the college life altogether, there is a pressure involved in that. Talk about that for a minute.
Definitely was a big gap, because I think a lot of times, even on a college campus, when you're a Christian, you could focus on the I'm not doing.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, what are you doing?
Exactly.
And I think you could get involved in a lot of good things, but not necessarily godly things. And I did fall into that trap where I was a part of every organization, and I was a resident assistant to help pay for school, and I was doing this and this. So I had a lot of positive things, so to speak, to occupy my time, where it could make me feel like, well, it's not so bad that I'm not getting up to go to church, because I am studying, I'm not clubbing, I'm not doing this.
Okay, so that part of it never really caused you to kind of, look to the other side?
Oh no, I still would go out to parties and clubs.
Okay.
I've never really been into
Shame
the smoking.
on you.
I know, right?
Right, yeah. You met her in the club. Come on.
When is this airing so I can call my grandmother and let her know? No, I was never really into the drugs or the drinking or different things of that nature.
Good.
But no, definitely were going to the parties and just trying to be involved in
Was
different
that different?
college.
Was that different from being at home?
It was very different.
Because you didn't do the club thing in high school and while you were with your parents?
No, because my grandmother primarily raised me in church, and so it was very strict of the no boyfriends, the no clubs, the no partying. So it definitely was a transition.
You were free when you...
Yes, thank God I didn't go buck wild, because you can identify the ones that was a tight grip on them.
And I'm sure there's some who are relating to what we're talking about at this time. They have just gone buck wild after they have enrolled in school away from their parents' sheltering and their oversight. And listen, right now, if you are viewing this broadcast and you know someone of a college age or in college at this particular time, it would be quite beneficial for you to give them a call and let them know that this is a broadcast that they really need to tune into. Come on, tell us more. So what happened?
So I'm on a college campus. Actually, I probably met Lindsay. Well, actually, I knew Leslie from like a pre-college orientation.
Okay.
Just kind of in passing, didn't know anything about her personal life. Lindsay, our families actually met each other at an event, and then we knew of each other and would kind of run into each other. And then I don't know how, but I just found out she was going to church pretty faithfully with Leslie.
Okay.
So I went up
now,
to
this was way back in...
This freshman year. This is 1994.
Okay, way back in 1994. Yeah.
94, 95. So came across their path one day at lunch, said, hey, I heard you all go to church. I'm really, I know I need to get back in church. I don't want to get off track. So
Spirit of God was prompting all of that?
Definitely. Because I was still in contact with many mentors from home. People who went to my church who had a positive effect in my life.
Okay.
And Lindsay said, well, Elder Barry, Minister Laura, who attended the ministry, they pick us up every Sunday and for Bible study. Let me make sure it's okay with them, to pick up extra person.
Oh, that was cool.
And there goes the story. And ever since then.
Yeah, but let me ask you, Lindsay, you met...
Well, Leslie and I were roommates.
Okay.
Remember?
No, Leslie I don't remember.
Okay. So basically, Leslie and I had met prior to even finishing senior year of high school. Okay. We'd met at a colonial inauguration, an event that GW has for welcoming high school seniors.
Okay.
I'd met Elder Barry, Minister Laura. We connected, only so many black people at the event. And so we hit it off, stayed in touch. And she said, if you commit to GW, because she had already committed. Okay. She said, we should really think about being roommates. And I'm like, oh, okay. I probably was cursing at her a little bit, because...
So you didn't have that background that Tamisha...
Oh, well, mine is a little different. My background is Presbyterian church. Okay. Which, that's just the format of church going. Okay. Not word, not a pastor, not living holy.
And not a put down.
Not a put down.
Right,
that was just my background.
Certainly.
It was more social obligation, but it was church-based, so I had the foundation of going to church. I was definitely looking for a church. Okay. But, I didn't have conviction about many things. Certainly. However, as things turned around my senior year of high school and I developed my own relationship with God because of some other things like that boyfriend that did me wrong. Right. That's where I really believe, the seeking of God came into place, and, I started to seek God, and then bam, here's destiny. I run into the Taylor family. So we connected. So
why'd you select, and I'll ask you as well, Tamisha, GW?
I honestly, Pastor, I had so many schools I got into, a lot of schools that gave me much more money, more prestigious than GW. But at the time, I honestly, in my senior year, was seeking God. Okay. I honestly was like, Lord, where do you want me to go? Because I'd gotten so open to God to just have His way. I was almost desperate in a sense, because I was very hurt by this young man. And I was at a point.
Wow, my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
We needed Jesus.
I'm saying, I don't know why, because a lot of people will run to, a lot of teenagers will become maybe suicidal or, run to like drugs, alcohol, different things. But I honestly ran to the Word. I cannot explain it. And it was just at that time where I was like, all right, Lord, where do you want me to go to school?